What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. So excited to have you specifically for this video. You can see by the title, this is going to be a list of the best and worst purchases I have made in my 20s. Honestly, originally I was going to have this be a video of the best purchases I've made in my 20s, and I'm only 26, so I do still have some time to go, but I'm like, you know what? I've made some great purchases. I'm gonna make a video on all of them. And as I was thinking through my list, I was like, wow, I've made a lot of really bad purchases too, and things that I have just wasted money on. And so I decided to combine them both into this video. I think it could be funny for you to just see the mistakes I've made, great for you to see maybe some of the purchases that I love and have gotten a lot of use out of, because maybe you're thinking about buying some of these things and this will be the encouragement that you need to actually buy them. Some of the things are cheap, some are expensive, some fall in between, some are like random investments I've made that are either great or bad. I don't even know how to explain this list that I've come up with, but it's all good fun. Your 20s are super weird, right? Like, we're just living, we're learning, we are making mistakes constantly, right? No, just me. That's fine. Let's get into this list. I have like, it's always so funny when I film these videos. It's like nice little backdrop behind me, and then in front of me it's just like craziness on the ground. I just have some things I'll show you, some things I don't even have anymore because they were my worst purchases and I've gotten rid of them. I'm gonna just give you some visual representation of some of these things throughout this video, but let us get into it. Okay, so number one, let's get her. Steamer. So you may already have a steamer, you may have an iron, you may just not ever iron or steam your own things at home and you bring it to the dry cleaners. Like, whatever you currently do, if you don't have a steamer, I cannot recommend it enough. So this steamer I actually did, I think, in my Amazon haul video. I'm doing another one of those soon, just a plug. If you just Google handheld steamer, like, you can find them at so many different places. I brought this to weddings and it has saved the day. It's just such a great thing to have in your house. It's so easy. It's so much easier than getting an ironing board and or bringing whatever you need pressed to the cleaner. I just highly recommend it. I think it's such a good purchase that I honestly started buying in my early 20s, and then every time after a few years one dies, I buy another one. So just a great purchase I have made in my 20s, and I highly recommend that you buy one if you don't already have one. Sweet. So next up is my car, and unfortunately I cannot bring my car into this room right now, but I bought my car out less than a year ago actually, and before I bought my car out I had it as a lease for 3 years. I was right out of college and I was so excited to get a brand new car with a lease. That's how it works. You get new car, bells and whistles, you put not that much money down and you have monthly payments, and it's awesome because you have a brand new car. But then reality hits 3 years later when your lease is up and you have no equity in the car and you just have to go into a new lease to then have no equity in that again. It's like money in thin air and whatever. It was so exciting at the time. Glad I tried it out. Terrible investment. So I bought my car out and I'm so excited. It's still in great condition. I can't wait to, you know, use it for the next 5 years or so, and then eventually get myself maybe a new car, and I will be buying again because I think it's such a great investment and purchase that I've made in my 20s. So leasing is awesome, and if it's in the cards for you, like, do it up, get that brand new car. I certainly loved it for a while, and then I realized that it's just not worth it for me. So buying out my car was definitely another great purchase that I made in this decade of my life. So this matcha is so good. Okay, I am posting a TikTok some point this week, so by the time this video goes up it'll be last week. Confusing, inception, but go check it out. I'll put my TikTok down here or something with my favorite at-home matcha recipe. It actually has espresso in it and some other good things to make it super flavorful and pretty light overall, and it really just wakes me up and does the dang job, you know? Next up is pet insurance. We invested in pet insurance shortly after we got our dog, so probably like 2-ish years ago now. And luckily, we actually have not had to really use the pet insurance. And I'm saying that because I want to express that I still think pet insurance is so worth it. It's so nice to know that if anything happens to Dobby, like money won't be an issue, like we'll be covered. Pet insurance can vary. You can pick a package that works for you. For us, we, you know, did a fairly middle ground package where we pay like co-pays, but if anything big happens to Dobby, then we'll be okay financially to be able to cover anything that it might be. And it can be scary. Like, as good as you are to your dogs, they can get into things, they can get sick. Like, we adopted Dobby, so that's, you know, he could have pre-existing conditions that we don't know about and things like that. So we just decided to get pet insurance, and it is a great investment. Just like a nice thing to know that we have in case anything happens. What is next on my little list here? I am sitting on it. It is this mattress. An expensive mattress is like the best investment that you can make, honestly. That's not true. There's probably better ones, but a good night's sleep, really, you can't put a tag on that. Especially like my husband has had really bad back issues, and our old mattress, I honestly thought was great. It's actually our spare bedroom mattress. Sorry, whoever comes to stay over, but it honestly is a great mattress. It just was not super expensive. So this one is so worth it. It was one of the ones online. It was either Lull or Nectar, and it's the kind that like comes in a box and you like lay it out and then it expands. And honestly, like, I don't know how well you can see it, but like I just put my hand in it, like slowly rises up. And it came with like pillows that have that same like Tempur-Pedic-esque foam in it, and it is so worth it. Like, I just look forward to laying my butt down on this mattress every night. It can be something that you save up for, obviously, like can find them in different price ranges, but I really just think a good night's rest is super important, and I've totally noticed a difference. Again, I didn't think our old mattress was that bad, but it's a huge difference when you get a really good one that is really expensive, unfortunately. All right, so next is like sustainable clothing and skincare. And so if you have been following me and you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I do feel strongly about the importance of skincare and just sustainability in clothing, hair, nails, makeup, all the things. Really, this is kind of like a bucket of things that I've invested in my 20s and been really grateful that I have. And so I did pull out 2 of my favorite skincare products. These 2 products, I look at, they're both from Sunday Riley, the brand. I know that there are more like sustainable, eco-friendly brands out there. Again, I am trying to incorporate more into my routine, but these 2 I've just loved. I've used for so long, and I've just seen such a good difference in my skin. So and they are a little bit pricier, which is why I decided to show them, because I feel like if I'm talking about great purchases that are investments and all that, this makes sense. So the Sunday Riley Tidal Water Cream and the Sunday Riley CEO Glow, it's like a face oil that has vitamin C and turmeric in it. So these 2 for sure have been a game changer for me. I've been using them for a while, and I can't recommend them enough. Again, I have other videos, skincare routine videos. I'll probably do more of those as I update and try to find more products that are sustainable and enriching in that way, but these 2 are top on the list for now. So next up is actually something that I'm really proud of. I bought for myself when I celebrated my 1 year at my job after graduation. I graduated in 2016, and I began my career at the company that I'm still at now in that same year, like a month later or something like that. And so I celebrated my 1 year anniversary in 2017, and I bought myself a Louis Vuitton bag. I was so proud of myself. I always wanted one. I love Louis Vuitton. I think they're so classic. They're a staple. They never go out of style. This is her. Super cute. I love that you can wear it like this, or over the shoulder as like a crossbody or whatever. And so you can see, I mean, I've had this bag since 2017. It's 2021 now. It's still in such great condition. With this piece, I don't wear it super often. Really, if I'm going somewhere nice, if I'm going on a nice date night, girls' nights, and then just whenever I feel like wearing it, honestly. But I don't overwear it, and I just want to preserve this as long as I can. So that all being said, it is something I'm super proud of. A great purchase that I made in my 20s. I feel good when I wear it. I'm just like, yes, girl, you did that. And yeah, next up is a cold brew maker. And so we do have the KitchenAid cold brew maker. You can just Google it. I love the KitchenAid one. I think with like kitchen appliances, those that are going to be seen a lot, like our KitchenAid cold brew maker is always in the fridge making our cold brew, and so it's visible often. So that's why we decided to go with the KitchenAid, because it's not an eyesore. It's just really nice to look at. It's super sleek. I'm not including, even though I'm gonna say it, our other coffee makers, which are drip coffee. We have a Smeg and an espresso, and the reason I wasn't gonna say those is because I didn't technically buy them, and I'm being honest in this video. Anything that I bought, I want to include, or that Jonathan bought. Some of these things are what Jonathan bought, and what's mine is yours, marriage. But those two coffee makers were gifted to us, so they don't count, but highly recommend a Smeg coffee maker and an espresso. Also great things to have in the house. Next is not a specific item, but it's just home decor in general. I will plug that I'm going to be posting a lot of home decor haul videos soon of different items that I've purchased, why I bought them, my reviews on them, all that. I'm giving it some time so that I can actually let you know how I feel about different items, but just a plug that a lot of home decor stuff is coming soon. I think it's so important to splurge on your home when you can. Like I just mentioned with the coffee maker, you're seeing things in your home more than you're seeing things anywhere else. You live in this space, you should love what you're looking at. Obviously there's a balance. Some things don't need to be as expensive, but things that are getting a lot of use and you want to have for a long time deserve to cost a little bit more money and be a little bit more expensive. I personally think when you can do it, find your balance. But home decor is definitely something that I've loved splurging on and purchasing in my 20s. All right, next, you probably saw in the thumbnail because I took photos with this next item, and I assume they're going to be my thumbnail, but it is skis. See? Okay, so another like caveat, I guess is the word to say. These skis were purchased by my husband for me, but I do think that it's okay to include things that he's bought because it all comes from one pot, as I mentioned. What's his is mine and what's mine is his. So I had my own skis when I was younger, and I loved having my own skis. I think that any recreational activity, hobby, thing that just brings you joy, you deserve to invest into. I'm just like, invest in everything in your life. No. But my husband for Christmas last year got me these skis, picked them up for me without me having any idea, and he honestly nailed it. I love like a retro ski vibe, like the 70s with like neon everything. Like I think that's so fun. I'm not gonna be the chic one on the mountain in like all black, you know, like I'm gonna be retro. So he got me these poles that I am obsessed with. If you couldn't tell, like purpley mauve is my favorite color. And these are the skis. You can like see them. White, and then he also got me boots that are white. So I don't know where those are. Honestly, we're going skiing this weekend. I think they're in the ski bag, but anyways, I just encourage you, if you're on the fence about buying something that is going to add to your favorite hobby or favorite activity, like just do it, you know? Moving right along. So next is ClassPass, just to like say it. I was trying to articulate how I was going to like tee that up, but ClassPass, if you haven't heard of it, it is an app, and it's technically like a concept brand, I don't really know, where local gyms in your area, fitness boutiques, whatever it might be, spin studios, yoga studios, it runs the gamut, come together on this app, and you can buy credits through the app and then use them at various fitness studios. And so obviously with 2020 COVID, I have not done ClassPass in a while, but I was doing it for like a year, if not more, and it is such a money saver, first of all, because when you buy memberships at gyms and things like that, it can get really expensive, but you buy credits through this app and it's much less expensive, and then you get to try so many different studios. And so if you're like me, I can't really do the same workout for longer than like a month straight. I need a break and to try something new. So ClassPass was just a great purchase. I can't wait to eventually go back to it, so that I can do so many different workouts all around the area. If you're in an area where ClassPass is not available to you, I'm sorry, but I've really enjoyed using it and I can't wait to get back to it. I just picked up next on the list, and it is blue light glasses. Okay, these things, like, jump off this video right now and go order these glasses, okay, and then come back and finish the video. Even if you are not in a career or job where you're staring at a screen all day, like, you're on your phone, I'm sure, or looking at some sort of screen, even like TV, and essentially blue light glasses just help to protect your eyes from all of the damage that screens can cause to us. And I notice a difference with these glasses. I mean, I work in a job where I'm looking at a screen. If I am not wearing my glasses or I go a day without wearing them, I have such a headache. And my husband, same thing. Like, you need these glasses, and both of mine are from Amazon and are like $10. So if you want these specific ones, let me know and I can send them to you in the comments. But they're like gold on the edges and just like clear in the front. And then these ones are like that tortoise like print. And then just pretty simple. I've had these ones for like 3 years, great quality. They work because, again, I noticed a difference. And then these ones I got last year because I think it will help prevent long-term damage to like eyesight and just like brain function. Like, I swear I'm more focused when I wear them. So great purchase that I have made in my 20s. How many times am I gonna say in my 20s, honestly? You get it, right? Like, you get that that's the point of the video. Next up is actually the camera that I'm using right now. And I have the Canon G7X. So again, if you wanna Google it or take a look and see if it's something that you would be interested in, but I think having a high quality camera is just a value add to life. I understand that our iPhones take phenomenal photos and are a great way to capture life's moments, but I think having a camera allows you to be creative when you're just doing things like taking a walk, going for a hike, doing any sort of activity. It allows you to capture a moment and have to work a little bit harder to make it beautiful, because your iPhone is so good at just like auto-focusing and doing all the things to make a moment glitzy. But when I take a good photo on my Canon, I am just pumped and I'm proud of myself. And of course it's a great investment for me because I use it to film my YouTube videos. But I don't know, I just think like if you're feeling like you need a creative outlet and you don't consider yourself like artsy or good at taking photos, like grab a camera and try it out. A few years ago I took a photography class when I got my first camera, and it was just so fun just to learn about angles and the features in cameras. So just another thing on the list, I don't know. And then last up is this house. I think that being able to buy a house in your 20s is such a blessing. It is not easy. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. You have to prioritize where you're putting your money. I am just really appreciative and grateful that we were able to buy a house, especially in 2020 when the market was terrible. The housing market is like always terrible for someone, whether you're a buyer or seller, right? There's never a great time, is advice that I will give to you. Like, if it's going to fulfill you and add value to your life and you can do it, like buy a house if you can. Because we faced so much doubt and we were like, is this the right decision? And ultimately here we are over a month in, and it was like the best decision I've ever made in my entire life to buy a house with my husband. So a house is last on the list of best purchases I've made in my 20s. We will be here through my 20s, I'm sure. I'll report back in my 30s if it was still a great decision, but I'm pretty sure it will be. We're just so proud and happy here, so definitely had to be on the list. Great way to end this part of the video. Now, getting into the worst purchases that I made. Now, there's like 12 or 13 things on my list of worst purchases, and I think some of them may be a little bit, not controversial, but you might be like, I would have thought that'd be a great purchase, Courtney. Nope, wasn't for me. I will go through the worst purchases that I've made over the last 6 years in my 20s, and let me know what you think about them. What is number 1? First up, yeah, I think this one is definitely gonna be interesting. An Apple Watch. Worst purchase in my 20s. And I am someone that actually does work out very often. Fitness is a huge part of my life, and I still think it's a terrible investment. Like, I think that there are cheaper options out there like Fitbits and things that are like half the price, a quarter of the price, that do the same thing for you. I think that an Apple Watch does have a lot of benefits, but I just feel like I have my phone and I'm already like addicted to that, honestly, like everybody else. Why do I need another way of communicating with the world and seeing what's going on my wrist too? Like, I just found it to be really just too much at a certain point. It was great while I was training for the marathon, but I could have used a Fitbit. I'm going on a rant here too, but like when I'm working out, like I know how hard I'm going. Like I know when I'm breaking a damn sweat, and I know when I'm slacking off. Like I don't need this to tell me, you know? And honestly, it gets a little overwhelming when you're like, I gotta get 20 more calories to beat yesterday. Like I can't do the mental game of it all. So wasn't a great purchase for me. So hopefully if you're on the fence about this and you really don't want to get one, but you feel like you have to, just don't. Just chuck the watch. Moving right along, what other bad purchases have we made, Courtney? I have just made some really bad purchases that were like, the intention was there to save money, and some things you just can't save money on. Like vacuums, for example. Like we bought a vacuum and it just like died so quickly, and it's just something like a vacuum that is meant to do a task. And if the task is not done well, like cleaning your home, it's not worth it. So I guess I'm just saying, like, evaluate the intention of a purchase, or like what you're trying to get out of a purchase, and is it really worth it if that thing doesn't work? You know what I mean? Like some things you can trim out on and some things you can't. So vacuum, one of them. Invest in like a good vacuum. And you can find good ones for not super, super expensive, even though I really want the Dyson, but it's not in the budget. Yeah, so I won't go on a rant beyond that. I think I got my point across there, but cheap home decor or cheap appliances is just a no. Oh, and also with that, so more so not appliances but decor, some bad purchases I've made is just like excessive decor. I am aiming to have this home be minimalistic. I want, especially the living space, like the living room and the kitchen, I want just minimal. I want there to be visual interest in the room and places where your eyes are like drawn, but I just want it to be peaceful and calming. And I have definitely wasted money on excessive decor that is always in the trash within a few years later, and it's just not a good time for anyone. So another bad purchases I've made in my 20s is just excessive decor that is just not needed. Next are dog toys. Might sound like the dang devil, but my dog does not get like toys. He gets balls that are meant to last like forever and can't be chewed through. And if we do get him toys, they're like these bones that I have. I think I did another video on this, but there are bones that you can get online that literally last so long. They can't be gnawed through. They're not gonna like get all over your house. I mean, when we give Dobby toys, they're shredded up in a second and they're everywhere, and it's just a waste. The plastic packaging, the materials used to create the toys. So we have learned to stop. We used to spoil him. We used to go to PetSmart for like treats, and we'd come home with 50 toys. And terrible purchase, terrible idea. There are so many awesome ways to entertain your dog out there that aren't wasteful. So that's what we've learned. And we no longer buy dog toys. Next is magnetic lashes, or honestly just eyelashes, like fake lashes. I can't. Like, first of all, magnetic lashes, the advertisement, it is false advertisement if I've ever seen it, okay? And like influencer marketing, I am here for. Like, I am so here to influence you to do certain things that I have found to add value to my life. Like, I think that's incredible. I love seeing it on social media, right? But I just think it's such a lie when people are advertising that their magnetic lashes are working beautifully for them. Like, no way, sister. Like, no way. I tried, and I tried a few different kinds, and like the whole idea is impossible. And honestly, like, flame me in the comments if I'm so wrong and you crush magnetic lashes, but like, no, I've tried it. I have literally gotten like hurt trying it. Bad situation. So terrible purchase I made in my 20s. And honestly, just fake eyelashes in general, like I've tried investing in them, and I just feel like it's such a hassle. Like they're so expensive, and if like 2 fall out after a week, you gotta get them redone because you're looking crazy, and then it's just more money. And like, just honestly buy the serum. If you want a great serum, I can give you mine because it's made my eyelashes like pop. I don't have a lot of mascara on today, but they're usually popping. And so just any sort of like false lashes, I just think they're not good. Not for me. Next, really sad, especially since no one's really traveling right now, but bad choices, bad purchases that I've made are flights without insurance. So the flights are great, love to travel, but we've learned our lesson to buy trip insurance. I mean, especially right with 2020, no one saw a pandemic coming, but we booked our honeymoon, we didn't get any sort of insurance, and we're kind of getting bit hard in the booty over it. Buy trip insurance if you can. Obviously, if you're going somewhere in the near future, you know it's a sure thing, then sure, don't buy the insurance, because I know it can be pricey, like it can get up there in cost, but we are always going to buy trip insurance going forward, I think, because we just learned that it is worth it. So another bad purchase in our 20s. This one's kind of funny. It is an avocado cutter. How did I just say that? Avocado cutter. And the reason that I'm putting this in here is, one, like it was a terrible purchase. Like it was cheap. Like I have nothing against this avocado cutter. It didn't like put me in debt over here, but I just think that there are so many things that we convince ourselves that we need that literally just make like life harder. Like I was doing just fine cutting my avocados with my butter knife, like I was good, and I thought that I needed this avocado cutter, and honestly it just kind of taught me that I need to think a little bit more before I buy certain things that I think are fun and they're not fun to use. So I don't know, avocado cutter I'm putting in here because I really had high expectations for this thing, and then it really let me down. Don't buy it, or buy it and then learn your lesson. So the next one is a little bit controversial probably, and I don't want to like insult anyone, but I have made some bad purchases on Postmates, on Uber Eats, on Grubhub, and the like. Having these apps at my disposal has been my demise. It's like a running joke with my friends. Like in the heart of winter, when I don't want to get up after having a few glasses of wine the night before, like I will Uber Eats 2 Gatorades to my house, and I will pay 4 times the price for them. Like that is so terrible, and I'm learning my lesson, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm getting my butt up, and I'm doing the walk of shame to my car out of the house that I live in with my husband. So not a real walk of shame, but I am like shamefully walking to my car to get Gatorade that I need because I had too many glasses of wine the night before. You know, like we need to go back to a time where we had to do things like that, because then we learned our lesson. Honestly, regardless, I'm just saying that on these apps, like it, one, just like adds to our laziness, and it also just steals our money. Like I can't believe the amount of like taxes, delivery charge, like X, Y, and Z. You can definitely use these apps when it's necessary and whatever, if you're really craving something and you don't want to get it. Like I know there are times where it's like worth it. This is my experience, and I'm telling you that it has taken so much of my money, and I definitely miss the money that went down the Postmates, Grubhub rabbit hole, you know? Next is actually what I'm sitting on. It's not the mattress, it's actually the white comforter, and I'm so sad to say that, even as I say it, it's like vinegar coming out of my mouth, because I still love this white comforter and I'm probably still gonna use it and buy another one. But honestly, it's such a bad decision because I have a dog, and I have a dog that likes to play outside and come inside, and we clean his little paws pretty much every time he comes inside, and he still loves to snuggle up on our bed. You know, it just gets dirty and we have to clean it very often. I have a white comforter on our spare bedroom too, which our dog thinks is his bedroom, so that one also needs to be washed very often. Like I'm talking more than once a week, like we're washing these things. It's a crazy time. So white comforter, don't really recommend it if you have a dog that plays outside and lives its best life, so I wanted to add it to this list. And that's that. Next, only a few more here, is an incense diffuser. I'm sorry, I know people love those. Honestly, more so like an expensive incense diffuser. I can get behind the ones that are like makeshift out of earthy elements or earthy materials, that it literally is just like a little hole, you stick the incense in and it burns. But I bought like a really expensive incense diffuser a few years ago, and honestly I lit it, and maybe I just didn't use the best essential oils, but actually no, I tried like 6 different kinds and it was too overwhelming for me. Like, it was too much. Like, I did not like it because I feel like the expensive ones are like power boosted and it's just like throwing this incense up, and I don't know, I wasn't really into it. I'm much more of a candle person. I think it's more subtle and not so overwhelming. So I think some of these crazy expensive incense diffusers are just wildin' if you buy in those, in my opinion. So another bad purchase for me. Literally just read the next one on my list and like got flashbacks of like nightmare. What it is all natural aluminum free deodorant, and I apologize if you use this. I know some people like have to use this, and so I'm so sorry, I don't want to insult you, but oh my lord. So I bought this on accident, actually. It had like a lavender smell. I was like trying something different from my normal secret deodorant. I don't know, I didn't read it well enough. And so I used it and I just felt like a crazy burning feeling throughout like the first few days. And I just like didn't even think about my deodorant, even though it's literally my armpits. I don't know. And I was working out, I was taking spin, and I was just like feeling the burn and thinking it was just like I was sweating too much, because I do sweat a lot when I work out. And I just realized probably a week in that it was this all natural deodorant. And I remember hearing, or maybe I looked it up, that when you start to use all natural deodorant, like your body has to get used to it, because you've been using normal deodorant with the aluminum for so long that it gets like not addicted to that, but it's like almost going through a withdrawal when you use all natural. And so I don't know, there was a part of me that was like, okay, like, sister, let's get healthy, let's use all natural deodorant. And oh my god, like, this is so gross, I'm so sorry, but like one night Jonathan like woke up in the middle of the night and was like, what is that smell? And honestly, it was like me, like the deodorant was like not working, and it was having some counter effects, and it was burning, and it was just so bad. Like, I'm not even being dramatic, like it was really not a good experience, and I will never purchase it again. I know when you're pregnant, like, you're not supposed to use the aluminum. Like, I'm just not wearing deodorant because I think I'll be better off, because it was crazy. That was a bad purchase, if you couldn't tell, that I made in my 20s. Okay, and last up, I probably should have ended it on more of a dramatic or really crazy item, but it is just trendy clothing. I think that I have wasted literally thousands of dollars in my 20s total, right? Over 6 years, that's pretty fair, on just like trendy items that I wore once and I probably will never wear again. I am making it a goal of mine to just buy more timeless pieces, great quality pieces that are gonna last me a long time and still be in style in a few years. It's okay, obviously, to buy the hot trends, you know, lean into that, but don't spend a lot of money on trendy items, because I donate, or I have donated bags and bags of clothing that was trendy, a great idea at the time, and such a waste of money, just to like, I don't know, have a moment in the trend. And so just another terrible purchase or purchases that I've made in my 20s. And that is all she wrote, kids. That is the last thing on the list. And so I don't know, I hope this was fun. I hope that you enjoyed this time we had together in my bedroom. And here's my spiel. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe, hit the little bell so you're notified when I create a new video or post a new video. I love meeting all of you. I love the support and the love and the feedback. I love meeting people that share the same perspectives as me and values and things that we are passionate about. And I also love meeting people that are completely different. I encourage you, you know, if you have a different thought on something than me, like, let me know, write it in the comments, let's talk. That's, again, the whole purpose of me creating this channel, and I just am having so much fun, and you guys are the reason that I'm having fun, and I can't wait to continue with videos in 2021. Again, happy new year to everyone. I hope we're all starting this year strong. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.